Hello, my name is Caleb Byerly, and welcome to my little shop here in North Carolina. And I've got this 7-stringed lyre, and I just want to talk a little bit about it. This video is going to be a lot about just the basics of getting started on the 7-string lyre. Now, just so you know, lyres are very different. Each different maker makes it differently. And there's many different types of tuning, many different types of scales and that kind of thing, sizes and width. So I'm just going to be referring to the 7-stringed lyre that I make. And if you have another type of lyre, you can try this and perhaps it would work. But I tune it according to the size of this instrument. And so this is I've got the strings on here. These are steel strings, and I just want to talk a little bit about the basics here. So I'm hoping that this video will really help you get started and help you grow from this point. Alright, so let's first just start talking about the tuning, because the tuning is going to be probably the first thing that the first question that you have once you get the lyre in the package. All right, so I have two different types of tuning that I recommend for this lyre. The first one is C major, which is kind of the standard. That is like the standard tuning. And then there's a pentatonic scale, which is on this lyre. I'm going to show you that. Okay? So I'll first just talk about the C major, and then I'll talk about the pentatonic in just a minute. But I want to start with just talking about tuning. So you also received one of these tuning wrenches here, and the way to tune it is to apply this tuning wrench to the tuning keys up here at the top. And if you turn it clockwise, which is this way, it's going to tune it up. If you tune it this way, it's going to tune it down. So let me just go ahead, and this lyre is in tune right now, so I'm going to take it out of tune just to show you what I'm talking about. So sounds really bad right now because it's out of tune. So we're going to do it in C major. C major. What that scale is C, D, E, F, G, A, B. That's 7 notes. And it literally just goes up. You don't have any flats or sharps. You just have the whole notes. So we're going to start with C. So right now it's an A. Now what I've got here is this is just an app on my phone that I use. This is called a Pano Tuner, P-A-N-O-T-U-N-E-R. It's a very good app that I recommend, but you can also search and find all different types of apps. Now you can also go to the music store and get, an electronic or an analog tuner, and you can get those at the music store or on Amazon or music stores online, that kind of thing. But I just use the app because it's free and it's basically always around me wherever I go. So let me start off with tuning it, the first one to C. Now this is going to be the lowest note. All right, this is the one that is kind of bronze colored. It's the fattest, the thickest string out of all of these. And so I start on that side, and then I get higher and higher as I go up. Now, some people, I make mine standard with the longest note on the left side, and then it gets higher. The highest note would be on the right side, but some people prefer it opposite that. So if they prefer that, then I would make that for them if they let me know. Otherwise, I'm always going to have it on this left side as a standard. All right, so we stroke the first note. We look at where it is on the tuner. It's an A, so that means I need to go up. Alright, that's right on C. I don't know if you can see this in the video, but when I stroke the string, it is at C, but it's just slightly sharp, meaning it's just a little bit too high. So I can do a micro tune by just pushing my finger down on the string a little bit. That was a little bit too much. There we go. Next is D. Alright, the next string is E. Okay, next one is F. Next is G. Okay, next one is A. And the last one, the highest one, is B. Okay, now I'm going to start back at the beginning and just micro tune it. So I'm already really close, but sometimes when you tune all of them, you have to go back to make sure that it's all still in tune, because when you tune one on this side, it might take this side out a little bit. That's how all stringed instruments are. Damn it. Alright, so that's how I do that. Now I'm going to quickly show you how I do the pentatonic. This is pentatonic, and now this one is in A. And this gives you a wider range of, the scale is more of a wider range of pitch. Okay, so we got A, next is C, next is D, E, G, A, C. I really like this scale because it gives you the ability to kind of play by yourself, and all the notes really just go together really well. Alright, so we got C major, and we got the A minor pentatonic. So sometimes you're going to have some buzzing and some, you know, just different types of problems, and most of the times when you have an issue with the sound, like you're playing a note and it just doesn't sound right, it's most likely because of the string, not the instrument. The instrument is a very strong instrument. I make this so that it's real stable, and you probably won't have any issues unless you really drop it and, you know, break it. But I mean, that doesn't give you the excuse to wear and tear on it. You really need to take care of the instrument. But if you're having any kind of buzzing issue, it's probably because of the string. Now there's 3 points of the string. There's 3 points where these problems can happen. The first is this at the anchor part down here. The second is the bridge. And the third is the tuning pins. Now most likely it happens up at the tuning pin, and it happens when the string is wrapped around the tuning pin because you're turning it. And when you turn it like that, sometimes it touches, you know, that string that from it being wound around. And so what happened is that you can be playing it. See how this sound is? It's got a little bit of a buzz. I'm just giving you an example here. Basically what I'm doing is I moved the string around to give you an example of how that buzz can happen. Now what I did is I just moved that string around, made it clear, and I just made it clear, and now it's sounding good. Now that's just one of many issues that could happen. Another one is that sometimes the string can pop out off of the groove that's on this bridge. Now there are these little grooves, and that's where the string is supposed to set down into. So if it pops out of there and you're playing, sometimes that can create a buzzing sound. Another one is like down here, you might be having some buzzing issues with it not being properly attached or anchored to these anchor pins. So just make sure that your strings are very you know, well installed. Now if you're wanting to change your strings, I've got another video on my website at calebbyerly.org, and that gives you a good understanding of how to change the strings. Now you do have the ability to put nylon strings on there if you would like, but you can definitely put different types of strings on there, and these tuning pins to give you the ability to do that. As far as just general taking care of it, I would just recommend just keeping it in a safe place. Keep it inside in an air-conditioned place. Keep it you know, free from any type of water or oil. I mean, the finish that I have on here is a shellac finish. I like the finish because it's a very it's a safe finish. It's a natural finish, and it's durable, and it will last you you know, forever, as long as you have it. These old Spanish guitars that were made hundreds of years ago out of shellac finish, those shellac finishes are still there. You know, so they're still good. You know, this is a long time finish, and you don't need to really add anything else to it. I would just keep it as is. Just make sure it doesn't get rained on or get spilled on or anything like that. I like to put my lyres on top of a shelf when I'm not using it, just for display. But you can also get a bag for it, and we can make bags for you. We can make leather bags as well if you're interested in that. But that's basically you know, most of what I wanted to talk about for getting started. And if you ever have any kind of questions, feel free to contact me. have a passion to help people and a passion for musical instruments. I definitely have a passion for these lyres and harps because I really believe that they have sound frequencies that promote healing for people, and it's proven historically. And so, anyway, just feel free to stay in touch. You know, you feel free to contact me if you want to. There are also a lot of great online forums and Facebook groups. I'm personally connected to the Lyre. It's a Facebook group. It's called the Lyre, and you could reach out to us there. You can reach out to me on my website. All right, thank you very much.